Alright, welcome back to 2064 Read Only Memories, a game where I try to read every single thing I come across. Not really. Well, I do actually. But I do promise that the next game I play after this will be a little more faster paced, because the past couple of games I was playing were pretty much in this style, visual novel. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna adjust my seat here. There we go, that feels a lot better. Okay, so what was I doing now? Let's look at the map. There's a couple places I can go. Wait, wasn't I, Okay, I'm supposed to be at the Market Street. I came from the hospital. Wait a minute, this doesn't add up. Hold on. Because I remember I was at some madame's house here. Some rich lady's house. Okay, menu. And, okay, where's my saves? Saves. There we go. Yes. It was not this one, it was this one. Load. There we go. Okay, so we looked at everything here, and now we're going to question the lady here. Let's look at her first. Melody Flores, a nanomachine heiress and the owner of Flower Cybernetics Group. Let's look at her again.
Madame Flores is more of a royal figurehead at Flower these days. The group's board of directors make most of the major decisions in consultation with FCG's chief officers.
Okay, let me turn down the music just a tad. Oh, I gotta turn it up now. There's no in-between volume between when I turn it up or down on my soundbar. Okay, Madame Flores, royal figurehead, Flower these days. FG's peace officers. Okay. Let's use lady. Try again when you have a trust fund or hold a majority of a Fortune 500 company. Until then, Melody uses you. Okay, let's talk to her.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
Well, he's dead now.
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Well, we know he was dead. Well, murdered. What more are we missing out on here?
Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
And find the bastard and skin him alive. Well, find the bastard who killed Hayden.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual corporate infighting.
You know, like if we find the killer, Turing would probably want justice, but you know, he did mention when we first met him that he could easily rip our arm off. You know, I don't think they wouldn't put that in this game though.
Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people.
Uh-oh.
When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
Oh, okay, so she just deduced that Hayden is dead because we're looking for him.
I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins.
His origins.
Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt?
I thought she was going to say mother.
We'll go with that.
Auntie Melody. Auntie Melody.
I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
Okay.
I'm touched, Melody.
You know, she was talking about neuro implants. I wonder if that's what she has in her polar bear. Maybe that's why this polar... Oh, he's waving at us. Cool. And what do you call it? Maybe that's why this polar bear is a very tame servant.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions for now.
Were you in the Golden Girls? Okay, how did you help Hayden with Turing? What's the story between you and Fairlight? Okay, let's go with this one.
Indeed, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapiens. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth.
And that is?
Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix.
Oh man, that would, I don't think that would actually work. I mean, like, as far as I can tell, you can transfer somebody, well, I believe that it'll be possible one day to transfer somebody's personality into a robot completely. But the consciousness itself, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be its own thing, I think. Like, you know, you get an AI becoming sort of like self-thinking, and you upload not a conscience, you upload somebody's memories and personality into a robot, and then they act accordingly. You know, I don't think it's quite the same. But either way, that's a very lofty goal there, a very high bar to attain. And I don't know how to feel about it if they actually do that, because, well, technology is getting a little more scarier. Like, I'm looking at the, you know, you just look at what AI is doing for apps and programs. Like, I'm seeing like face apps and stuff like that, and deep fakes. That's just, I don't know what to think about it. It's starting to get creepy. I've seen somebody use like the face app thing to make a picture move, like just a portrait of somebody, but this person who was moving was dead for like 10 years, and it wasn't like some celebrity or anything like that. It was somebody I personally know who kind of took their deceased family's portrait, and this person's kind of moving around and looking around. Like, that was creepy, I think. I don't know what to feel about it. Like, could you imagine doing that, but transferring somebody's memories and personality into a robot that looks like them? I don't know how far off that is, but I could see something like that being developed. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. Just thought I'd just speak my mind here for a second.
You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
That's how you say it. I kept on saying integral. Integral, or unless he's saying it all snooty like.
Oh, I didn't realize.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind? Can you elaborate on your involvement? Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development? Wait. Okay, this one I'm more curious about.
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind.
What does he mean? What does she mean?
Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling, and let them loose.
You know, her saying that, it kind of reminds me of these two AIs that I forget where I read this, and I don't even know if it's real. Coming from I think it was on Reddit, because sometimes stories can be a little bit sensationalized. But anyway, there was a research. I think there's a research tech company or something that they made two AIs talk to each other in English or whatever language, and then pretty soon both AIs were kind of finding more, what do you call it? They were finding more quicker, easier ways to speak to each other, and they made up their own language, and they pulled the plug on it before. Well, they pulled the plug on it, I think it's because it was getting to the point where maybe they couldn't decipher the language, or it was becoming gibberish, or it was something they weren't anticipating. But the way it was sensationalized, like, well, robots are gonna take over. Those two robots were like planning on how to kill us or something. I don't know. So anyway, let's move on here.
Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Okay, can you elaborate on your involvement? Yeah, well, this one here.
If you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flowers' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell him that.
Well, he's dead.
Don't worry. I won't.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
Okay, Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development.
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in touring, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving touring. And I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are.
Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways.
Okay, so she still thinks that Hayden is alive, so I guess, I don't know why they're not, well, she's a stranger, so I guess they're not just divulging that information willingly.
If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
Of course, we'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
Okay, what's the story between you and Fairlight?
Oh, hell, that old bastard and I have been flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen direct-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first models sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me, literally. I turned him down, very politely, I might add, and then, suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up. We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damned careful about trusting him if I were you.
Oh, so he doesn't take rejection too well.
He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants.
So Yannick is still Dr. Fairlight, I'm assuming. That dude attached to the chair? Yeah, I think so. If I remember right.
Still, I suppose if he tried again now, I might not turn him down.
Lowered your standards, eh?
It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his.
Oh, she's cold. I think that's everything we need to know. Let's scooch out of here.
I can get back to my retirement.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you. Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh.
The mesh. Oh yeah, that's right. That's their word for the internet or the web. The mesh. Okay, Vincent.
I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
Okay.
That would be fantastic, Melody.
Weet woo.
Perhaps Golden Gate Park.
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cards.
Cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
Okay, so I think we can leave now. Okay, where? Leave. Map. Okay, what's this? GG Park. Let's go check it out. Is that somebody right there? Tree, carousel, guy. Let's look this way. Froyo stand. That ROM is still here. Okay. Oh, we looked at everything here so we can just talk to this dude. I'm assuming that this is Vincent. Look at guy. You've never seen this person, and they appear to be waiting for somebody. Perhaps this is who you're supposed to meet. The only one way to find out. Okay, let's talk to him.
Can I help you?
Yes.
I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good. Your Melody's meeting. Do you have everything that I asked for?
What?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
Oh.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need.
Oh, looks like we gotta go for another little fetch quest here.
I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city. Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca. If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever. If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
Well, I guess we might be able to do that.
Might?
Do you mind answering some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
Okay, what do you do for Parallax?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division. Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math, that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best. But machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Okay, let's see. Why are you so adamant about getting out of Neo SF? Do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance? Okay, I think I'll ask the first one.
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw. There is... how do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company. The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before. Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that.
Parallax got rid of Hayden?
If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
Okay, do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance?
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway. Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Okay, thank you. We'll get those things for you.
Sure. I guess I can stick around here for a while. I need to make some calls anyway. If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want. Forwarding photos and info for the passports to Turing now. And I really hope you can do this. I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway. See you soon.
Okay, so
I'm
now...
not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable car. The only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment. I doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot. They might agree to help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful, them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim. Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital. We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
Well, looks like we got ourselves a little bit of searching to do. Okay, so let's go to the map. Okay, there's 3 places. There's the Market Street, there's the hospital, and then there's the Flower Mansion. Let's go to the Market Street first. Elvis is here. Brian Mulberry. It's Brian Mulberry, leader of the local chapter of the Human Revolution. It appears he's alone today. Let's talk to him.
Welcome back. Care to take another pamphlet or two?
I'm playing bass on a plane. Just that voice kind of reminds me of what Dan Avidan. I forget who he was talking about again. He was talking about some musician. Anyway, what are you doing out here all alone?
The cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
Won't shutting down clinics like this cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting cat ears and furry tails does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits genetic alteration surgeries to only life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
Okay, let's see. What has your group accomplished since it was founded?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
Oh, he's spreading speciesism, not racism. Unhumans.
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away. Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a Neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help. Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees?
This guy is a piece of work. Why is someone with genetic modifications less human?
I feel it's rather simple. It's even in the name. Modifying genes means we are changing the very DNA that makes us unique. We're giving doctors, among other people with a severe lack of understanding of the human condition, the right to make us into entirely new species. We are the byproduct of tens of thousands of years of natural selection and evolution, and now these people want that progress to just be reduced to a formula, to be injected into your skin at your convenience. And why? To fulfill some sick fantasy. We have VR dramas. Leave your imagination at home. Besides, Why should we give these self-proclaimed animals the same rights as humans when they clearly don't want to be human?
How far would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh, sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes? We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
Okay, moving away.
Great! Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the meshnet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true, though historically most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
Okay, I'll promise I'll write a fair assessment of the situation. I'm not gonna lie, you haven't really convinced me. Well, fair assessment writing a fair assessment doesn't mean that I'm for him, so...
Why, thank you. I appreciate bold integrity from good journalists like yourself.
Thanks for the interview. I'll let you know if I need anything else.
Oh, please do. Have a lovely day now. And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
Alright, so moving on here. Where is... Aha. Oliver. And Starfucker. Okay, let's talk to Oliver first.
Oh, crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Hold on a moment. We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
Guts?
And why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Yeah? So?
And they still could.
Oh. Alright, well, spill it then. I ain't got all day. Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
Oh, you just want to smack this guy.
We need some assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh! So this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes. So, what's the thread? B&E? War driving? Copyright infringement? Search bombing?
Is search bombing actually illegal?
It's against the terms of service, so probably, at least in California.
We need to buy some fake IDs today if possible. Okay, this one is more direct.
Oh, that's nothing. If you can pay. I'll Ollie can whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests.
Okay.
He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that. We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got at least that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call. Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy, very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections. You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo. Well, that and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set.
What is that?
Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal? You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet?
Yeah. AI stuff like that.
Well, they're top notch. Very bleeding edge.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software. I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine intelligence. Well, at least that I know about.
Just go ahead and tell him, I guess.
Which means what exactly? In English.
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Oops, and yes, what he said.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica. Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century? ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling, too.
Oh no, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Just hold on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy. He said he'll do it, but he only works in trade.
In trade?
A couple of passports are gonna run us... one signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas. Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
I'm not sure. Probably nearby. I've done switches with this guy before, and he never asks for something that'll take too long to get. My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
Oh, it's probably in that shop. Chad and Oliver joined your party. Well, look at that. Let's see here. Items. So we have Chad and Oliver with us now. Okay, let's go inside here.
Oh, there it is! I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around here. I should have remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks. You're usually too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can talk to her.
Okay.
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
We can't do that! She knows who we are!
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
Like a bunch of clumps? Chumps? What is the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
I'm not sure it's wise to spread it around, Chad.
Blue Bomber.
Either of us. The less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
I think Blue Bomber is another name for Mega Man. Well, like one of those things they call him.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for.
Oh, sometimes I find this guy a little annoying.
Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine. If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
Well, Dad after a fashion. He raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
Nope.
It seems very unlikely.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's...
Chad?
He's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, did he go out for smokes and still has yet to come back from the store?
Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic.
Oh, that's his dad. Elvis.
And I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
I think I understand what you mean, Chad.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes?
Dudes.
Don't matter if you're a robot or what. We all got the same shit to deal with. Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
From the mouth of babes. You're smarter than you look, Chad. Pretty open-minded for a kid who tags for the HR.
People keep saying that, and I keep wanting to punch them for it.
Really?
It's probably the hair.
You think? Well, I ain't willing to give up my due just so people will think I'm a brain. Got an image to protect.
I still think it would be better in yellow.
Yeah? Maybe we can get a box of dye on the way home.
The line has finally cleared up. Let's go talk to Ramona.
Okay. Let's see if we can get that poster. She has a cool fashion sense.
Well, if it isn't the luckiest jerk I've ever seen in my life. I had to schedule a specialist to come fix my ROM, and you better hope they can. Oh well, all's well that ends well. I underestimated how much people would appreciate an early Christmas. Anyway. Hey, Ollie.
Salutations, Ramona.
What can I do for you all?
Ahem.
Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We were hoping you might be able to give us your assistance, Ms. Rogers.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way! Not happening. Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
Okay, we don't have time for this. Go get it, Chad. No, this is literally a matter of life and death, Ramona.
How does life and death depend on a nerdy poster? Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind, and I'm not giving it up.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part in it. I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more. Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed. It's special.
Sure it is.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Thankfully.
Okay, we can get you another. It'll only take a few days. I don't know if this will work.
It's not just a poster. It was a gift from someone. Someone I care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Perhaps there's something else that would make a suitable trade?
You aren't hearing me, are you? It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Keep me out of this.
Okay, this isn't a joke, Ramona. Please, Ramona. This one's on top, so I think we might have to.
Hell yeah! I knew we'd get to the smash and grab.
I'd like to see you try.
I'd like to see you try stopping me.
Chad, we're not stealing anything.
None of your asses are stealing from me. And for the record, way less moe than I thought. I'm sure whatever you're working on is important, but it sounds way too illegal for my taste. I'm not giving up that poster, and there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise.
Please, Ramona.
Nope.
Okay, this isn't a joke, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade? I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! Anyone shut up about it for a week after you got it!
This is important, Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up. Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Oh, okay. Ollie to the rescue. Do. You got the signed poster.
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see.
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
Oh, jealous boyfriend.
What are you talking about?
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
Okay, what does he look like?
You the ones looking for some papers?
Okay, kind of figured that we were not going to see him.
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
Yep.
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Megaphobator arcade cabinet and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I
Cool.
understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
You could just go ahead and leave, man. No one's making you stay. Except, well, I guess he's sticking around because of Ollie. Okay, Stardust. Where's Stardust? Here we are.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Yeah, don't want to get her IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set, even if it is like 1,000,000 years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
Okay, inside we go.
Welcome to Stardust.
Okay, let's go to the arcade. VIP bouncer. Jess. Broke. Let's talk to these guys for a bit. The VIP bouncer, blue skin and a lot of bulk, a hybrid. If you had to rank the friendliness of every bouncer you met, they might fall on the higher end.
No VIP access today.
Alrighty. Okay, let's talk to Broke. Shouldn't stare at them anymore. It's probably not the right time to think about that. Touch Broke.
The worst thing you can do to a hybrid is walk up and try to pet them.
Talk.
I love vintage game experiences. Have you ever heard of Overblood?
Overblood. I think he said this before. Overblood is like kind of like a Resident Evil like game. Like I think it was like what 96. Well, on the PS1 anyway. Okay, let's talk to him again.
You know what I think is a cool name? Dog's Bower.
Dog's Bower. Let's talk to Jess. Let's look at Jess. It's Jess, your feline hybrid acquaintance. Things haven't gone too smoothly with her so far. Let's talk to Jess.
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick.
She still hates us.
I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again. What do you want? I'm pretty busy right now.
Pretty busy drinking your drink. Okay, let's go to the arcade machine. Mega Pro, but okay, yeah. Look at Mega Faux. Was it Faux Beer?
There aren't really ghosts in this game, right?
It's an arcade cabinet. Mega Phobiter. Only the most ghost shootingest, ghoul blastingest, intestinal squeezingest, sperm killingest fun you'll have on this side of the bay. Use Mega Probe. Scan your ID to play. It's a bit too scary. Okay, item. Poster. VR drama poster removed from items.
Well, that should do it. That was an awful lot of fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Well, good for you. Humans don't have total recall like you do.
Ah, that is true. Ramona seemed more concerned with it being a gift from a friend than as an item of importance in its own right. Perhaps it is necessity to keep such things around as tokens from better times.
There you go.
Perhaps I should pick up a few things from the apartment. Whatever's left. I do have perfect recall, but a few of Hayden's things would be nice reminders. Memories are better for remembering than reading. But that's enough navel-gazing. Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
It's probably him right there at the arcade there, machine. The arcade punk. Okay, let's leave.
Y'all do the deal?
Yep.
How did it go?
Smoothly.
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long. I wonder how he knows the drop happened and gets to it so fast.
Don't matter. This guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway? You said to trade for information, but what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, Our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are one part of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Of course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
The junks?
Especially with the HR.
HR?
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get derezzed.
Derezzed?
See ya!
Goodbye!
Ollie and Chad left your party.
Let's finish the trade inside.
Alrighty. Let's go inside.
Welcome.
Okay. Look. This game looks kind of freaky. All the lips and eyes.
There aren't really ghosts in this game.
Use. Okay, how do I do this? Use? Oh, passports added to items. There we go.
Here the passports are, just as advertised.
Nice.
Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, sure, but you can do the talking.
Good thinking.
Alright, let's go. Let's go talk to Jess. See if she'll even help.
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me.
Yep.
Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax, and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable. I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection.
There's a long shot.
And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Okay, is there any possible way you can give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day.
Majid, the bartender?
He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Give
Nice.
me another drink in exchange, will you? Later.
Huh. That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward we go.
I just basically stood here. Okay, let's go talk to Majid.
Hey, friends. What can we get for you?
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
Okay, what can we give her? We'll get her this one.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
This one is...
A sweet and smooth drink you don't realize will mess you up. It really sneaks up on you.
Does that sound good?
Does subtle bitch sound good? Yes, it does. Sounds good.
Here you go.
We got subtle bitch.
So, what did you need help with?
We've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
We could ask Tomcat for help. We could just give Vincent what we got and twist his arm for the rest. No. Let's check out Tomcat.
No, Tomcat has already stuck their neck out for us too often.
Oh, okay.
I feel a little bad about how much we relied on them as it is. And besides, this is a considerably more felonious action. Morally, we should be dirtying our own hands.
Let's stuff Vince in a trunk and make it look like a kidnapping. What about going through Jess's friends directly? Maybe you can find an old manually driven car?
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy. We'd have to do a B and E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
No. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this. But, here.
Carjacking device added to items. Oh, he just
What is this?
just has it?
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game. I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay?
Yep. Mum's the word.
Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Sure.
Of course.
Okay, so we have a spoof car thing. Let's leave. No. Oh,
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak. Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
okay, I want to give, what's her name?
Welcome.
Jess the subtle bitch drink.
Hey, friends, what can we get for you?
Okay. Oh, I guess we can talk.
Ah, well, ask Gus if he's comfy telling you. It involves some personal information on his part, so I leave telling the tale to him. But I don't think Stardust would still be here without him. Everyone in the industry loves him. We get a lot of popular acts in here because of him, and that keeps interest high. Needless to say, he's a sweetheart. I'm a lucky guy.
Okay, I'd like a drink, please.
What are you having?
Okay, where is it?
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I
Bitch
don't know.
flower.
He's better with the weird kind.
Sorry about stealing your thunder. This one is...
Butch flower.
Does that sound good? Like what?
Okay, maybe something else. Where is it? There it is.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus. He's better with the weird.
Sorry about it. This one is...
Does that sound good?
Sure.
Here you go.
Okay, let's go give it to Jess.
Huh. Actually did it, huh?
Yep, you asked for it.
Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that. You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Okay. Let's get out of here. Okay, so where to next? Map. So we got the car. Okay, we should go to... Maybe we'll go ask... she might be a little more trustworthy. But will she give us any money, though?
Maybe we should ring the bell first?
It's the bear.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
Okay, time to talk to Melody.
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do. Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all.
You know, I've heard that before, but I never actually thought about it. It's kind of like having a guest, like having somebody like stay as a guest at your place there for, like, let's say an extended period of time in between jobs or something, and then sooner or later you just start hate having them there.
And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we? Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me. All right, what do you need?
We need a lot of money. Vincent needs help getting out of the city.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever. It was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
Ooh, nice. Maybe she'll actually give us the money. We're gonna need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
Nope.
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand. the pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
I'm right here. I could always sell ninja assassin androids instead. Ha ha ha. I'm right here.
I can get you the money, Turing. But only because you're family.
Oh, nice.
Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute.
She kind of has a...
While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over?
Okay, I was gonna say, she kind of has a Han Solo Chewie relationship between her and her polar bear.
Might as well save us both another visit.
Maybe Tyrion has something to ask? How smart is Pat, really? Seems a little sad you're all alone except for a bear. Okay, maybe Tyrion has something to ask.
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it! Enough with this subterfuge! We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you. I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen. Or make Pat do it anyway.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
Okay, we're short on time. Well, let's see. How smart is Pat, really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, okay, so she's kind of communicating with him through their like implants, I guess.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Ah, yes, I'm cheating. Though, honestly, even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects. It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, At least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects. The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of science fiction ideas in this game, but who knows how long some of these science fiction ideas are going to be fiction. I don't know. It's just, it's 2021. I'm already seeing like things that I thought were, only you could see in the future, like AI and AI like assisted programs and apps, like deep fakes, and robots that are gonna be mass produced soon to to serve in, what do you call it, what is it, serving in the restaurant industry or the fast food industry. Heck, they're already making like Walmart is already making like some sort of automated online delivery. Well, basically they're turning a store into a giant vending machine. So you order online, you drive up to the giant building, which is basically going to be a vending machine, pick up your order. That's about it. They said it was automated. I don't know if it's fully automated or not. It says something I read on the news. But anyway, yeah, future is getting a little bit scary here. Okay, it seems a little sad that you're all alone except for a bear.
Being alone is easier, and Pat isn't such bad company. I mean, what do you want me to do? Cry about never having a husband, a few kids, and a white picket fence? I had a company to run, and my mother's legacy to fix. What's to say some spawn of mine wouldn't do the exact same thing to my flower, just the other way around? This branch of the Flores line will do well without any more knives being inserted in backs. Thank you very much.
You have that much enmity for your mother?
Have you seen what she did to North Korea? It's a wasteland of death and destruction. If we had kept going down the path she charted, the whole world would be like that.
The information on the mesh does seem to paint a grim picture.
Yeah, when it comes to politics, there's a lot of people who think that some leaders are trying to turn like the free world into, what China or North Korea is. Yeah, a dictatorship. Something I hope that the future will avoid.
Grim barely scratches the surface. I've been there. At least under the Kims, it was barely functional. Now, my mother's monsters have ripped every last resemblance of humanity from the land. They stalk the night like horrific creatures of legend, keeping the populace in line through constant fear. A horror story straight out of the pages of Bram Stoker. That's her legacy. So I can't imagine I'd be a very good mother, just from the example I have to work with. That's life. I don't have any more regrets than anyone else my age does. My legacy will speak for itself, as my mother's did.
Okay, we're short on time.
Just in time, then. Take the cash and get moving.
Briefcase added to items.
I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do, too.
Okay. Time to leave. Leave?
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
Nope, that's almost human. Maybe you're both lonely. There are stranger things. What about she was normal? Lonely, I guess.
Very possible. I guess there's nothing to do but run with it. Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving. We still have things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
Like what? I mean, like, we got the money. We got the...
Detective Rivers, to what do we owe the pleasure?
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters. It wasn't too hard to track you down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCAD system.
Okay, we're, let's see, able to find anything out. So when are you planning to actually tell us what you found? Okay, this one.
Not much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you. I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park. At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers. We have a meeting with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Buck up,
What?
Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing. You two are my new deputies, right? So
Right.
keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more. You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after.
Okay, we will. Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah, sure. Just get going.
Cool.
Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You're gonna kick our dead ass?
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting.
Or very deadly.
Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally.
Finally, eh?
Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat. They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development.
And porn. Lots and lots of porn. And what is more disturbing than that porn was, out of all those videos and pictures of porn, is the picture of a monkey pissing into its own mouth. No, I was just kidding. Well, I had a good laugh at that. I don't know. I watch Game Grumps too much, and that picture of a monkey pissing in its own mouth is just... I've never seen that picture, but it was brought up on that show there. Anyway.
The more technical information was already scraped. Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him. Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting. I'd hate for all the trouble we went to be for nothing.
Okay. So map. Where is... What's his name? Let's go back to GG Park.
I told you, I'm not telling you anything else until I get what was agreed upon.
Okay, now what do we do? Map? Hospital, Market Street, Stardust, COS IO Corp. Oh, this is, what's his name? Okay, let's look at items first. Carjacking device. Briefcase of credits, 2 forged passports, a brick, brochure, business card, medium range electrical phaser, those damn headphones, super spoiled milk, ID card. Look at carjacking device, not sold in stores. Okay, do we need to hijack a car, I guess? Perfect for letting them know you spent a fortune credits on a car. Two 2061 models, more popular car among car experts, though.
It has an extra cup holder.
Okay, let's look elsewhere. Is there another place we can jack a car?
Let's keep it the path we're on.
What path?
Today is December 22nd. Just 3 more days until Christmas.
Okay, I don't know where to go next. Okay, I think we just need to hijack a car. Okay, let's use this.
Oh, rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed. We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it. We'll have to check another car.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh no! How did the alarm get set off? Did I do something wrong? Let's get out of here before someone contacts the authorities.
Okay, what about this one?
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version. Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week? That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away.
Oh yeah.
Now we aren't really stealing the car. More like borrowing without asking.
Stealing. Temporarily stealing. I feel better already.
Me too. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There.
Cool.
Everything should be set up now.
Alright, so gotta
Mr.
go
Mensa
to
is waiting for us at Golden Gate Park.
gotta go to GG Park.
We have everything he requested, so we should head back there directly.
Alright. Map. Now let's see what he has to tell us.
Hey, did you manage to get everything?
Yup.
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Briefcase removed. Passports. Carjacking device removed from items.
Everything seems to be in order. Here.
Hayden's research added to items.
This disc has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here.
Parallax badge added to items.
It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
What about the big project you mentioned earlier?
I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
They haven't named their project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence. Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. And this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax.
Oh, okay, I see.
Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous.
Well, Big Blue is dangerous, from the sounds of it.
Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How did Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
Okay, how will Big Blue impact Parallax's business?
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
Sounds like they want to rule the world. Thanks, Vincent.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
I always thought of Turing as a he.
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Grace?
She was very insistent on things like that.
I've been meaning to ask Turing, since you asked me, how would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel. If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to. Like us. What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck, to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Okay, be safe. Have fun in Mexico or Canada, wherever you go. Let's go. Be safe.
I need a few minutes.
Okay, how can I help?
I've been going through some some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less.
Oh, what happened?
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned?
Grace?
Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too... likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy.
Too likable?
She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just... nice. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden, not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant, playing God in the crudest of ways.
So it seems like even Turing is, I don't know, he's against the idea of somebody playing God.
You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want.
I wonder what Hayden looks like. I don't think we've seen him.
I'd do anything.
It's normal to feel like this, Turing. It really does.
I'm aware of the Kubler-Ross model of grief. I think I'm somewhere between anger and bargaining. A testament to Hayden's craftsmanship. Thank you for your words. You're a better friend than I could have asked for.
Wheat woo.
We have other pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
Okay, so... Oh, this game does not autosave. Yeah, so please be sure to save frequently. Alrighty. I think it's about that time for me to save. Chapter what? Are we on a different chapter now? Chapter 4. I'm not too sure how many chapters there are in this game, but it feels like we're getting close to a climax.
Okay, let's check out what is going on at KCOB now.
At K-Cob? Okay, I think I should do a save. Open menu. Saves. Okay, we loaded this one. Save over this one. Save. B. Done. Nice. Okay, let's go back. Alright, so that was episode 4 of 2064 Read-Only Memories. So, what comes after this? We learned about, what Hayden was up to. And we learned a little bit more about Grace and what Parallax is doing and what Parallax plans to do. So I think what's going to happen is, I think my character and, what's his name? Turing are going to go and, stop Skynet from happening, basically. That's what I think anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the next episode. It won't be tomorrow, but it'll be the next day. If things stay according to plan. But anyway, so we'll catch you in the next time. So until then, we'll see ya. Have a good one.